On this World Wi-Fi Day, let me first of all congratulate you all. It's a day that must be celebrated across the world because it is a day that, as I said, removes the shackles which were once limited to access to capital, which were once limited to access to infrastructure, now limiting mankind from access to information. And what do I mean by these three analogies? Access to wealth 100 years ago, or access to rather capital, was the key divider that would prevent or would keep entrepreneurism at bay. Access to infrastructure 100 years ago, prior to the Industrial Revolution, was what was the physical divide between those who could grow and those whose growth was curtailed. And today, access to information is the difference between lighting a flame for entrepreneurship and keeping it doused. And therefore, this World Wi-Fi Day is extremely seminal because what it does is that it puts into perspective a day to celebrate an invisible form of a power and an energy that is capable of powering visible change. And that truly represents the power of Wi-Fi. It is a day when we sit back and look at the capability that this energy gives us. It gives us a freedom to connect. It gives us a freedom to create. And it gives us a freedom to rise in the digital age of the world. And therefore, as the speakers before me have enunciated so beautifully, whether it is the democratization of this technology, spreading it across the length and breadth of India, because India's power lies in her population. India's power lies in her demographic dividend. 1.4 billion of us, 18% of the world's population. And 70% of us below the age of 35. You're talking about almost 1 billion people. That's the energy that Bharat Mata espouses, not only for India, but for the world today. And it is our job as catalysts, and I always say this, our job in government today is not to be a regulator. Our job in government today is to be a facilitator. We need to open those new vistas. We need to provide opportunity. And as R.S. Sharma ji just said, our job is to be company or technology agnostic. And I've said this, Sharma ji, on the floor of Parliament. Our job is to be company or technology agnostic. But our job is to be customer centric. And our responsibility is towards 1.4 billion of our country's brothers and sisters. Our job is to provide every opportunity to them. Our job is to provide every technology to them. Our job is to make sure that Moore's law operates in the economic sphere, that as volume rises, prices fall. And that is what you have seen in the 10 years of Prime Minister Modi's government, where a voice call, I remember when I came back from Harvard University in 1993 as a banker, we didn't have a single one of these boxes in our country. The first 6 licenses were given out for the first 6 cities in 1994. At that time, one box would cost a lakh of rupees. We used to be charged 16 rupees a minute. 10 years ago, we were charged 50 paise a minute. Today, we are charged 0.03 paise a minute. I can't even convert that into cents. And data. 1 GB of data used to cost 200. I want to correct R.S. Sharma ji. It's very difficult to correct R.S. Sharma ji normally. But it used to cost R.S. Sharma ji 287 rupees. Today, it costs 9 rupees per GB, which is 11 cents. And what is the world's average cost per GB? You'll be shocked. $2.49. So India operates at 5% of the world's cost. This is democratization of technology. Today we have fiber, we have broadband, we have Wi-Fi, we have mobile, and soon enough, we will also have satellite. Our job is to provide as many avenues as possible, and within each vertical as well, provide intense competition. It's not good enough having a duopoly or 1 carrier or 2 carriers. You must have competition in every sector. India today is probably the only country in the world with 4 telcos. Incessant competition in ISPs. Now with BharatNet, we will have BNUs, BharatNet Udyamis, across the length and breadth of our country. Those of us who lived in that era, and I don't want to tell you what my age is, but I remember those days when PCOs the advent of PCOs happened in this country. Our BNUs will be the modern your PCOs. Provide entrepreneurship opportunities. And similarly in the case of Wi-Fi. And look at where our wireless landscape is going. And when I talk about our wireless landscape, I talk about the whole co-hosting of services that are possible. We are going to go from our current 15 billion to almost close to about 70 billion by 2035. One vertical. And within that vertical alone, if you look at the Wi-Fi segment, that Wi-Fi segment alone will be 22 billion by 2035. That's the steep path of growth. And India is the only country, let me tell you, that provides this exponential growth. I was in Barcelona for the World Mobile Congress, and I was amazed. Across the world, the telecom space is shrinking from a point of view of growth. Is shrinking from a point of view of capex. It is only in India that you've rolled out 5G in 22 months, close to 5.5 lakh BTSs, 5 lakh crores worth of investment, covering 99.6% of districts and 82% of population. It's only possible in India. It's only possible in India at the Prime Minister's resolve, where 4 countries have a monopoly in terms of telco equipment for 4G. China, Finland, Sweden, and Korea. 5 companies in 4 countries. Today, a public sector company like C-Dot combines with a private sector company like Tejas with the Indian SI like TCS and we produce our own 4G stack, becoming only the 5th country in the world to have telecom technology. So for us, literally, it's not a euphemism, it's not a cliche. The sky is the limit. From Wi-Fi to satellite. And India today has become the leader, ladies and gentlemen. You are responsible and you must be saluted for that. We have become the leaders of the digital world across the globe. We talked about transactions. Osama talked about transactions. Today, you'll be amazed, 46% of the digital transactions in the world happen in India. 46% in one country. Not the US away, not all of Europe, not China. 46% in India. But we have, as the old adage goes, miles to go before we sleep. The woods are dark and deep, miles to go before we sleep. We have a long journey to go ahead. But penetration is moving fast and moving into the rural hinterlands. To elaborate on what Osama said, we are starting on 5G use cases. Where? We are not starting on 5G use cases in cities. Not Bombay, not Delhi, not Bengaluru, not Hyderabad. We are starting with 5G use cases in 13 villages from Andhra Pradesh to Madhya Pradesh, across the country, to prove the 5G use case model. 10 services, 13 villages. My passion has been rural India. Gandhiji said, India will rise, she will rise from her villages. भारत की आत्मा गांव में रहती है और मैं गांव का आदमी हूं. So, I want to put at rest, our penetration even on Wi-Fi has to be country-wide. It has to be wide and it has to be deep.